Impossible 6, the 6th installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, directed by Mcquarrie and starring Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg and Henry Cavill. Now in this film we see Tom Cruise reprise his role as Ethan Hunt, and he leads the Impossible Missions Force team on another dangerous mission to retrieve some stolen plutonium warheads from a criminal syndicate known as the Apostles, and they are led by a mysterious crime figure called John Lark. And it is the job of the Impossible Missions team to basically thwart the plans of the Apostles and to retrieve the plutonium warheads. This film is the 6th installment of the franchise, and let me tell you, this is the best installment yet. Credit where credit is due to Mcquarrie, who has established himself as a talented action director, as he's a talented writer, And I like how he has crafted a very, very ingenious plot with great characters and a narrative that throws you red herrings, and it's got twists and turns throughout the film. And you've got to keep your wits about you throughout this film. This is a film that keeps you gripped from the get-go. Also, performance-wise, I loved every moment of it. Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt, one of his best roles. He was on charismatic form. And the fact that this man performed all of his own stunts in this film shows that at 56 years old, he can give most of these younger actors a run for their money. I liked how they brought back Ving Rhames' character as Luther Stickle and how he played a more substantive role in this film. And I liked the dynamic between him and Benji, played by Simon Pegg. And I liked how the three, be it Benji, Luther and Ethan, all interact within this film. And it made a really, really great combination. And I liked the dynamic between Luther and Ethan, and it just reminded you back to the first Mission Impossible film. Mission Impossible Fallout does have references to, the first Mission Impossible film, the third Mission Impossible film, and the 5th Mission Impossible film. So, there were some clever references there that I liked. And also, this film does have some nods to some of the Bond films also, in terms of License to Kill, Tomorrow Never Dies. But when you see the films, you'll see what I'm talking about. The action sequences in this film are superb and beautifully choreographed, from the fight sequence in the bathroom to the motorcycle chase through Paris, which I thought one of the best parts of the film, one of my favorites, and it easily blasts the motorcycle sequence out of Mission Impossible 2 out of the water. Mission Impossible 2, for me, which was the weakest installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, the action was just over the top, too stylized, and it just didn't fit within the film. But the motorcycle sequence was really, really great. The car sequences were up there with, French Connection and Ronin. The rooftop sequence in London with Ethan chasing after the villain, I just thought it was just exhilarating. And it just kept you on tenterhooks from the get-go. And for me, what I thought when I watched this film, I thought, you know what? This film is learning from some of the mistakes of some of the previous films. With parts 2 in particular, they just kept it more in tradition with the Mission Impossible series. Also, what I loved most about this film was the fact that they brought Henry Cavill in. And I was a bit reluctant about him at first, but after seeing him in this film as Clark, I thought he was great. And I think he may have found his niche in terms of playing a villain. Because when I saw him in films like, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I found it to be quite bland. And he lacked the charisma that Robert Vaughn had when he played Napoleon Solo. But in this film, he was the perfect foe for Ethan Hunt in this film. And as a film, this is a summer blockbuster, but it is a summer blockbuster with brains. It's a film that you need to watch and pay attention to. And I like that. And at 2 hours and 20 plus minutes, I found the film to be the perfect length. It didn't drag on at all. It didn't wane in certain areas of the film. It just kept you gripped from the get-go. And as a 6th installment of a franchise that is 22 years old, I find it quite an accomplishment that this film has just gone from strength to strength. From the 4th film upwards, the series just gotten better. And that is a stark contrast to other films, such as, Transformers or Pirates of the Caribbean, where they had the first 2 films which were great, and then the series just went downhill from there. Not this film. Mission Impossible Fallout, best installment of the franchise, and that has established the Mission Impossible franchise as one of the best action series around. Loved every minute of it. That's why I'm going to give this film 9 out of 10. 1 to watch easily, 1 for the DVD collection. And credit where credit is due to Tom Cruise and Mcquarrie, who have made a formidable combination in this film. And I look forward to seeing what they're going to do in the future. So, That's my review of Mission Impossible Fallout. Subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. Leave your comments below about what your favourite Mission Impossible film is, and I shall see you on the next film review. Take care.